We're good now. We're good now. I was having some technical difficulties with my Wi-Fi,
All right.
with my Wi-Fi, but we're good now.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, beautiful people.
Yes.
How are you today?
Beautiful.
Whoa. But we're good now. Good morning. All right. So, first of all, it is hot in New York. We usually have one drink,
Yeah, we're busting out
but
two.
we got two each today.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Morning, brother. How
Brother.
you doing?
Pleasure, man.
Right away. Let's get this part out the way,
Shut up.
because
You gotta hydrate.
you gotta hydrate.
Got to hydrate.
Morning, Bernice.
Good morning, Bernice. Pleasure to have you on today. Oh. Yes, you gotta love it. You know
I
what?
almost didn't stop. I thought I was drinking the coconut water. You know when you're so thirsty that regular water started to have a taste? That's what just happened just now.
That's how good it is.
Yeah.
Freshen.
But so this morning's topic, while we're still under the broad topic of self-improvement,
Yes.
the subtopic today is, what does changing your thoughts lead to?
That's right. What and how does that have an impact on your life? Changing your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's a great topic because it affects everybody.
And
That's
everything.
like a catalyst to what you can become and what you are right now.
Right. It's a it doesn't just affect everybody, it also affects everything. So, Steve, what
True
does
indeed.
changing your thoughts look like to you?
Well, to me, changing thoughts means that you're looking to do something better. Hopefully. It could mean that you're trying to F yourself up
Morning,
too,
Rhonda.
but- What's up, Rhonda? Changing your thoughts. I like to use that in a positive notion in regards to what are you looking to do in the future? How are you looking to improve yourself?
Right.
Whether it's yourself, your family, your situation, and your generation. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
I continue to have technical difficulties for some reason on this morning here.
All right. Yeah, it's blowing you up on that side.
Yeah, it's bizarre because my stuff is frozen. So
We're still gonna work it out.
you know, just give me a second.
We're gonna work it out with Mr. Ian. See what's going on with your internet connection, but I'm still live, people, so we're gonna have to push through.
Talking about changing your thoughts,
That's right.
because right now I don't know what to think.
Well, I mean, you can switch it to your data, see if that'll work, and if not, then I'll just connect you and tag you on my joint. But again, we like to make sure that you guys know we're here Mondays and Thursdays, 10:30ish, 11. You know, depends on the weather.
Depends on the weather.
By the weather, I mean Ian. Nah, but yeah, we're definitely loving what we're doing. We appreciate the feedback you guys are giving us. And the topics, we like to just be broad. You know, sometimes we may stay on a particular topic, especially if it's something that's, you know, given to us by our viewers, so to speak. That sounds official, right? By our viewers, who are mostly family and friends, of course. And we love that. Don't forget to drop us a line. You can inbox us. You can make a request live when you're watching us on any suggestions or topics you guys think we can touch base on. Again, this is Angle, so we're coming at you with our point of view, how we're looking to do things and change things up, and just basically life experience. All right, so look at that morning. I was getting worried, man. I hear you, Bernice. We here. We're here for you, Bernice.
You getting worried about what?
About us not coming on.
Oh. Yo, Bernice, the enemy trying to stop me today, but they ain't having it.
Man, the enemy is trying to get my man Ian right now.
Like,
but you know what?
both of mine are down. Both of them.
Word.
That means we speaking truth.
But we're here though. We're trying to make it happen. Like I said, we love what you guys give us as far as feedback, as far as letting us know that you enjoy what we're providing for you. And it's definitely a fun time. Not today, Satan. Talk about it, Bernice. Amen. Amen. I be messing with my wife a lot of times when we go walking in the middle of the night, and she be doing this. I be saying, "What's that? The blood of Jesus?" She said, "Nah, I'm getting rid of them damn cobwebs and them spiders when we walking under them trees on the sidewalk. Not today, Satan is right. So, how are you pushing forward? How are you trying to change your life? That respect, you have to change your mindset. You have to understand where and what you want to do. You're laughing at me. You have to make sure that, self-improvement is a big centerpiece for me, because that's where it should begin. A lot of people may need someone else to motivate them. You may say, I'm doing it for my family, I'm doing it for my children. But again, the analogy we love using is when you're in an airplane and something happens and there's a cabin decompresses and those O2 masks drop down, what do you have to do? You should put it on yourself first.
Yourself first. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I heard that.
That's right. You got to put it on yourself first, because if you now trying to help someone or your family member, or maybe even trying to survive, and you become incapacitated because you didn't take the oxygen, now who are you helping? Nobody, especially not yourself. So self-improvement is a very important step. A very important step. You may not start that process initially, but it has to be part of the plan. Self-improvement has to be part of the plan, because that's the only way you're going to be able to now move past your current state. For you to be able to now move past where you think you may be stuck in or stuck at, and then you're going to be able to push forward and then start seeing the different changes in your life, the progression. I was chilling with a good friend of ours over the weekend, and we're just talking about change in life.
You mean while you was boating?
Nah, no boating this weekend. That was Friday. I was boating. You blowing me up. But it talks about change in your life. The person that you were 10 years ago is more than likely and shouldn't be the same person that you are today. And you have to understand that, and you have to accept it. And you want to make sure that it's something that you're improving along the way.
My bad, family.
All right, we got Mr. Ian back.
My
Live and in living color.
my internet just went again.
All right,
See
brother,
that?
so we're just going to have to, I'm going to tag you on my joint, and we'll just go through.
All right, cool.
Because it keeps popping on and off. We know what? We're trying to keep to a time frame, people.
Sorry, Facebook.
We know sometimes it keeps pushing, and we do it because we love the topic. It gets hot in here.
Yeah.
But we have to make sure that we stick to a time so, we can be fluid and, forthright with you guys. So, my brother Ian. What's up, bro? What do you think your thoughts are, man? I know you might be a little disheveled now, but
Yeah, because
this is showbiz. You gotta make sure.
This is getting my nerves, Bernice.
It's all right.
I need
It's
for all
life.
my people to hear what's going on.
They're gonna
here.
hear you, man. I'm gonna tag you on my joint, and then you'll be all good. That's all. We have to make sure you work on that after, because that's showbiz, right? The show must go on. Is
The
that
show
what they say?
must go on, and it will go on. But I'm hearing.
Where we at? What are you saying? Oh, my man, Laura. What's up, Laura? How are you? Thank you for coming and checking in on us, Laura. It's a pleasure. This is episode 34. What was the topic?
35.
35, right? Oh,
Yep.
my bad. Episode 35. What are we talking about today?
What does changing your thinking lead to?
There you go. What is changing your thinking lead to? So I gave a good synopsis just before this, as I was talking, mentioning how change is important. Because you change your thoughts, you change your mind.
I always say, change your mind, change your life.
That's right. You change your mind, then those thoughts, changing your mind, should lead to action, and then from that action, you'll get results. So it's a process, steps that you go through. It's like you're kind of filling up on 1 cup of water of thoughts. You fill it up to the point where you're like, you know what? All right, this is working. Then you want to go to changing your mind and make sure that you can get through with that part as well. As you begin to change your mind, that's start to talk and then go into action. And once you start changing your actions, what's next? Results. So that leads to results. And when you start getting to the end result, that time frame in between the initial start may be short, it may be long. So a lot of people get dropped along the way, along those steps.
Not just people. A lot of things get dropped along the way.
Yes.
A lot of
Talk about it, man.
a lot of weight gets dropped along the way.
There you
Physical,
go.
spiritual, mental weight. A lot of old clothing doesn't fit anymore.
Right.
Old clothing, not just old clothing.
Not in a literal sense.
Not in just a literal sense, but in a figurative sense, in a spiritual sense. I mean, changing your thoughts. Let me give you an example of changing your thoughts. Before, especially given how hot it's been, and you guys have seen us, we've had pineapple drinks, we've had coconut water, right?
The
Ginger drink or what have you, and those are refreshing choices because it's what we wanted to drink.
Right.
But we were forced to change our thoughts today, right? But not only is this more refreshing, but it provides more hydration.
Correct.
So now we went to what we needed as opposed to what we wanted.
Right.
I mean, and I guess in this event we were forced to change our thoughts, but it's with a greater and more positive outcome, just given the fact that we did it. Now, maybe we had done that from the get-go, we'd probably still be complaining about how hot it was, but we'd be more refreshed and more hydrated while doing so. But Nairi?
And wifey jumped on. Look out. So I wanted to kind of harp on what you said about us supposedly, being forced to use and drink this today because other times you've seen us with different drinks and a variety. A lot of times in life, sometimes when you're forced to do something, that might actually be the better thing for you as opposed to what you want to do.
Right.
All right? So you always have to keep that in mind and be aware of what choices are being made in your life, whether you're making them or whether they're being made for you. Okay? So that's just on another level of trying to really understand what the universe is putting in front of you and how that can help or hinder you.
That was good, Yum.
And that's the way I think. I'm just kind of a worldly, wild, roundabout thinker, and it's definitely worked for me in my life. My wife said you should wake up and have positive thoughts, correct? It sets the tone of your day. It sets the tone for your day and changes the trajectory, even if you're going through something.
Well, that's true, because when you think about it, and just like people say, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed today?
Yep.
That in itself is a real question.
Legitimately.
Some people wake up on the wrong side of the bed. What that means is that whatever it is that they went to bed with, they woke up with that same thought, or that same feeling, and they carried it through the very next day. So it doesn't matter what the day was going to come with. I've already had some baggage that I was walking with, and I'm going to continue to carry this baggage until whenever it gets resolved. But until then, that time in between is just a passing, and I'm still pissed about what at this point it probably doesn't even matter. But we tend to go through our day like that. Now, the thing is, when we do that, we tend to rub off on other people, or at the very least, they could see it. Imagine that person. Imagine that person that woke up on the wrong side of the bed with yesterday's thoughts, whatever the case may be, right? And then you're driving on the highway. You made a genuine mistake, but still you're having a good day. And that person cuts you off, flips you the bird, and that may not have been like the biggest deal to you in the world, but you kind of just didn't forget it.
Right, it stuck with you.
It was that little bug that sat with you, like,
Yeah.
yo, that lady was really nasty, or that guy was really nasty. Give me the middle finger today, and just that alone can throw your day off, right? But it's because you / that person, whichever one you are in that scenario, woke up on the wrong side of the bed because you carried yesterday's thoughts or baggage, whatever the case may be, into today. So to Nairi's point, it's always great to wake up and say, you know what, new day, new start, I'm going to be undefeated. Let's go. And that starts with changing your thoughts.
All right, so I like to add my point of view, my angle on that as well, because what Ian said was definitely important and actually true in the most literal sense of you carrying that baggage. But I also like to look at it as, you know, that how it sets the tone, yes. Also, if you're carrying it from, like you said, the day before or the week before or the year before, now you're starting to build on top of that, where some other thoughts are now being layered with that negativity. You know, if you're waking up and you know that you're on the wrong side, people can see that. People can really notice that. They'll look at you and be like, yo, what's going on? What's up with you today? You're on the wrong side. But you don't think that you're, you know, out of the ordinary.
We know.
But people can tell and see that, you know what, you're not yourself today. Or there's something bothering you. You don't look so good. Because you wear it on your persona, on your body, in your spirit. And it comes through. A lot of people don't understand that. It does come through. As much as you think you're hiding something, some people can see it.
I was just telling
me.
I was just telling my homeboy that over the weekend, he was giving me his situation, his scenario that he's going through with his lady and what have you, and I was like, in a metaphorical sense, because I didn't actually have one, but I said, give me 1 second, let me go in the fridge. Well, we were standing in the park, and he's looking at me like, go to the fridge. I was like, yeah, just humor me. Give me 1 second, let me go in the fridge. I went inside the fridge. I grabbed 2 red stripes. I opened one. I gave it to him. He played along. He was a good sport with it. He took it from me. It was a nice cold one. It was a nice hot day. We knocked it back. I put my arm around him. I was like, let's step outside of your life real quick and just take a look at all the moving parts. And the moral of the story was that all the moving parts was something that he created. All the moving parts was something that he had to do with. But the issue that he was having at the moment with his lady was just that he could not see things her way because of the way he thought. Mm-hmm. Right? And he kept pushing his perspective and his perspective. And every time I said to him that, you know, maybe we could have looked at it this way, he just kept going on about how his point was a greater point than hers. Right. And the only reason why he said that is because he was so stuck in his line of thinking. Mm. And being stuck in his line of thinking kept him right in his mind. So now that we took an outside look into his life or what have you, I took him to a very specific place in his life. And the very specific place in his life was actually at their residence. You know, so I told you, again, we stepped out of we were having an out-of-body experience. So we're looking at the moving parts of his life or what have you. We dissected a lot of different pieces. Nice. And then I was like, all right, now let's take a journey. Where have you seen that before? Isn't it kind of like, remember what with Scrooge? Right. When the ghost came and showing him a different version of himself. Different times in his life and what he was doing. Right, yes. Right. So something similar. And I was like, now let's take a journey. And the place that we went was to their residence. And he was kind of like, what are we doing at home? Right. I was like, well, what we're going to do is go inside her closet. And we're going to take 2 items out of her closet. We're going to take her shoes and her glasses. He's like, what am I going to do with those? I said, put her shoes on. All right. Now take a walk. And while you're taking a walk, I want you to take her glasses and put them on. And now that you're taking a walk in her shoes and you're wearing her glasses, you not only know what direction she's going, but how hard it is to walk in her shoes being your girl. Right. And now you get to filter y'all world through her eyes. This is how she sees it. Yeah. When we were able to turn him around in that perspective, shifted his thinking altogether. He was like, wow, I never looked at it that way. The whole point of this story is that a lot of times because of the way we think and we're given perspective, we end up saying, I never